The man who sparked a shootout with police in Christchurch last night was on the run after allegedly firing at officers on 2 previous occasions. The 33-year-old Woolston man, who the police are not naming, is under guard in hospital in a serious but stable condition after the police returned fire, injuring him in his lower body. Conan Young filed this report.
A man who's asked not to be named says he was standing in his kitchen when the shooter's car came to a stop just 20 metres from his first floor apartment.
Well, I heard a car going flat out and screeching, and then it slammed to a halt, and then a guy pulled out a big rifle and pulled it over the window and was shooting at the police.
Fearing a stray bullet might enter his kitchen window, he took shelter under his kitchen bench.
Because I didn't know what this guy was doing or whether he'd just gone bizarre or something, and I didn't know, so...
Pretty frightening.
Oh, I was terrified. yeah, I've never experienced something like this before.
He says the police didn't have any choice but to return fire in the way they did.
To let that guy go with a rifle in an area like with families and young kids and everything around, there's people around on cycles and people walking dogs, he was not in a very good state of mind, and he might have panicked and shot someone else.
Tanya Gates and partner Paul Bensley heard the shooter's car tear around the corner and into their street after hitting road spikes and shearing off one of his front tyres, part of which landed in front of their home.
Just lights, there were just sirens and lights everywhere. Then we started to, as we sort of went out to the back gate, that's when there was the shooting and things were already well and truly happening. Split second of sort of 10 seconds, really. She was all on.
As they moved out onto the street, they saw the police had things under control.
I seen the guy lying on the ground straight after.
But he got up.
They stood him up, and I think they patted him down and then laid him down again because he was shot. So.
The shots were heard right around the neighbourhood, including by Kelly Scott.
To let that guy go with a rifle in an area like with families and young kids and everything around, there's people around on cycles and people walking dogs, he was not in a very good state of mind, and he might have panicked and shot someone else.
Canterbury District Commander Superintendent John Price says the same man fired at police when they tried to pull him over 4 days ago when he was seen driving erratically. They abandoned pursuit, but a short time later the man shot at a stationary police car in another part of the city. Last night a police chase ensued after he failed to stop once more. John Price says he drove at an officer laying road spikes and then fired at police with a shotgun once his car came to a stop.
We're very lucky that I'm speaking to you here that no police officer has sustained major physical injuries. But this pays a toll on our staff when they have to use lethal force to try and bring someone to justice.
John Price paid tribute to the actions of the 5 officers who were first on the scene. They returned fire using Bushmaster rifles and Glock pistols, noting there were a number of bullet holes in the front of one of their patrol cars. He was not able to say at this stage how many shots were fired by the shooter and his officers.
We have a primary investigation that we have a team of about 30 detectives currently working on that. That investigation then provides the foundation for the IPCA independent investigation, so the Independent Police Complaints Authority.
John Price says they haven't been able to speak to the shooter, who remains in a serious but stable condition. Ke o te tahi ahau mo te hotaka o te ahi nei, ko Conan Young tēnei.